A claps.
Poppin' Tea Squad, it's your girl Keisha, aka Color Me Pynk, and I am here with this week's All Tea, All Shade Real Housewives of Miami Season 5 Episode 1 review. I drop videos Monday through Sunday. Everything that I say is for entertainment purposes only and not to be taken seriously. So if that works for you, then let's get into this review. So the new season of the Real Housewives of Miami dropped today, Thursday, December 8th on Peacock. So if you have the Peacock app, you can now watch episodes 1 through 4, okay? I will be doing episode reviews on episodes 1 through 4. So let's get into the first episode, the season premiere episode of Miami. First, I want to start off by pointing out that Marisol is a drunk. Marisol is a f***ing alcoholic. Every time you see her on screen, either she fixing a cocktail, got a cocktail, want a cocktail, drunk already, want to get drunk. Like, she is just a walking liquor advertisement. If this lady don't come out with a Puerto Rican girl or Mexican girl margarita or something, I don't even know what to say, because this lady is literally always inebriated, and it's kind of funny, but then again it's kind of concerning. So Marisol and Alexia are getting their toes done together, and we learned that Alexia and her fiance eloped after all of the stuff that she went through the previous season with her mom passing and the venues not coming through. So we then see Martina Navratilova, you know, the great tennis player, and Julia. They're still together, but now they're empty nesters. Julia's daughter, I think, is either going on to college or something like that. So I think that plays a big part of what we're going to see happen between Martina and Julia this season. So remember that they're empty nesters. Larsa has moved into a penthouse in the sky, honey. She has moved on up to the east side. She said that she purchased this with her own money, not from her divorce money, and that she worked so hard for this money. I'm like, girl, you got this place with the check that you got from season 4 of being on Miami Housewives and whatever you was doing on OnlyFans. Girl, you ain't work hard for it. Now let's be clear, okay? But proud of you. Guerdy visits Larsa and lets her know that Alexis don't really vibe with her for real unless she wants something. Like, she don't call her just to kick it, just to see how she doing. The only time she call her is when she wants Guerdy to do, you know, a job for her, because Guerdy is a party planner, and she was like, that really bothers her. So on the flip side, we see Alexia telling Marisol that when she reached out to Guerdy about her wedding reception party, that she was being real cold to her. She wasn't being real nice to her, and she didn't understand why Guerdy was giving her the cold shoulder. So we also learned that Larsa and Adriana are still into it ever since last season. Larsa at some point ended up calling Julia a weirdo on social media because she had involved herself in something that didn't involve her. And Julia tells Adriana and Nicole, like, if I'm a widow, or am I the widow, or her selling her feet for $10 a pop? Frankly, her post on IG and boobs every morning was giving me indigestion. That tickled me some serious, because how you gonna say seeing pictures of this lady gave you indigestion? That was so rude. Then we go back to Marisol, drunk ass once again, and she has Lisa and Kiki come over. So happy that Kiki has a bigger role this season, because last season, even though she was on the show, she pretty much played the background. She didn't really do or say too much. She was just a beautiful black woman on the show. But once again, like I said, Marisol fixing drinks, child. That's what that lady do. She need to be a bartender in her spare time. So when Kiki walks in, she and Lisa greet each other with the typical, "Oh my God, you look so good." You know, the little fake ass shit women do. And Kiki was like, "Oh my God, your face, Lisa." She was like, "What?" She was like, "Your face, you look gorgeous. Like you look like a 12-year-old. And here go Marisol from the other room fixing a drink. Thompson, "What about my face?" And I was like, "Ooh, Jesus. Oh, no, we not going to do that one. Not today, mask." She looked like the mask. So they sit down, they having a little kiki. And Kiki literally asks Lisa about her and Lenny's sex life. Has it improved? And she was like, when men get older, their sex life declines, but he looks better than ever. He's been eating better. He's been working out and stuff. And baby, Kiki face was looking like, are you listening to yourself? Are you really listening to yourself? If, girl, really? What? So Lisa was like, I said to him, "Who you trying to look better for? It better be for me." And Kiki in her confessional was like, when a man gets fitter, he's ready to boom, boom, honey. And if he's not giving it to you, then he's giving it to someone else. And I was like, exactly, girl. Like, I'm wondering, was Lisa that oblivious to what was going on? Was she in denial? Did she know and was still trying to fight for her marriage? I think that she low-key knew that some stuff was still going on, but she just didn't really want to admit it to herself after she found out he had already had that quote-unquote emotional affair. Child, that wasn't no emotional affair. That man was getting it in. Then they start to discuss Larsa's basically like housewarming, but nobody's really bringing gifts like that. And Lisa tells the girls that she didn't learn that Larsa moved until she got the invite. And so, it really bothered her because she said things between them have been strained since the reunion. So at the reunion, when they were on a commercial break, Larsa confronted Lisa saying, "You supposed to have my back. You supposed to speak up." And Lisa was like, "What you want me to do? Fight somebody? Like, girl, what? Like, what you want me to do?" And I'm like, girl, have your own goddamn back. Why you expecting for somebody to have your damn back? Like, y'all ain't friends like that, girl. Get out of here. So Lisa then goes on to say, a well-known IG page said that Larsa's building is where all the hookers, drug dealers, pimps, and OnlyFans people live. And Kiki was like, "Oh my God, girl, like, why are you saying this?" And Marisol in her confession was like, "Baby, Larsa is gonna whoop her ass when she finds out." So she was like, I'm just joking. I'm just repeating something I heard. And Marisol was like, "I'll vouch for you that it was something that you heard. You're a funny girl. You're a funny girl." And I'm like, that ain't something that you say about somebody when y'all already low-key beefing and you want things to get better, but then you gonna shade her new place. Like, that wasn't needed. That was a dig, and you knew what you was doing when you brought it up. So at that point, you should have known that it was going to get back to her, whether you told her or somebody else, and that it was going to be an issue, Lisa. So you brought that one on to yourself. So we go to Nicole, and she's one of my faves. I really like Nicole. I think she's so pretty. Her and her baby daddy are now engaged, and she hasn't spoken to her father since, I think, basically she filmed with him last season. It's the day of Larsa's party, and we learned that she, in fact, did not invite Julia and Adriana to her apartment, but to the party upstairs on the roof. She didn't want them hoes in her house because she don't like them like that, and she still think that Julia is a weirdo. I'm like, Julia a weirdo, but you are a whole clone, lady, because who are you? You are not Larsa. Your name is Liza Pippen, bitch, because Larsa Pippen, the original Larsa Pippen, that's a whole nother woman, child, a whole nother woman. I don't know who this lady is on this show. Girl, your name is Liza. So, Lisa tells Guerdy what she said about Larsa's building and how it was a joke, and how she went back on the person's page and found out that she actually misquoted what they said. It's not a building where hookers and pimps and drug dealers stay. It is, however, a building where a lot of OnlyFans people stay. And she tells Guerdy over the phone as she's getting dressed for the party that she wants to tell Larsa herself what was said before anybody else gets to her. And I'm like, okay, a bunch of OnlyFans people staying there. Ooh wee, they getting money. Like, oh, because they do OnlyFans, they not allowed to live in a luxury building. Like, make it make sense. Like, it was just, like I said, Lisa was hating. She was hating at the end of the day. And I'm not even a big fan of Larsa, but if you wrong, you wrong, right, you right. We then switch over to Larsa's house. She's dressed for the party. One of her girlfriends are over. Kiki arrives first. She looks really cute. She has on a simple blazer with one of those like see-through like blinged out skirts and some heels or whatever. I've seen her look better, but it was still cute. I, however, hated Larsa's dress. I hated the top of it. It was giving Queen Elizabeth at the top, and then it was giving me Pretty Little Things collaboration at the bottom. I just was not feeling it at all. So Kiki arrives, and right off the rip, she tells Larsa what Lisa said. And of course, Larsa is offended by this. And she was like, I've heard a lot about her too. You know, this is mine. It's not Lenny's. And she was like, bitch is gonna be hating or whatever. And then we find out that Guerdy is not gonna finish Alexia's party because she found it to be rude and disrespectful that Alexia compared her Haiti event that was dedicated to her brother to the bachelorette party that was thrown for her at the Versace mansion last season. I need to know exactly what was said because I'm so confused by this whole situation. What was said that she compared one event to the other? Was she saying like more thought was put into one? More thought was an effort was put into the Haiti event than her bachelorette? I'm so confused. I don't know what's going on. Marisol then arrives, and as soon as she get there, like she didn't been there 2 minutes, and Larsa asks her like, so what Lisa say about me? So Marisol reiterates what was said or whatever. But she was like, first, I can't even talk until I have a drink. And I was like, good God almighty, do you drink water, lady? Like, and you up here asking, what about my face? Girl, that's why your face looking the way it do now. You drink too much. Like, simmer down. I do not remember her drinking like this when seasons 1 through 3 back in the day. Like, what is going on with Marisol? Girl, she need to go to AAA, not AA. She need to go to AAA. So Lisa then arrives, baby, and as soon as she does, first thing out of Larsa's mouth was, welcome to the hood. Lisa's caught off guard, and she like, what you mean, welcome to the hood? Like, where'd that come from? So immediately she thinks that Marisol was the one that ran back and told Larsa. So Larsa begins the house tour, and Lisa was like, I mean, can I come too? She was like, yeah, come on. So it's Lisa, Larsa, and Marisol in one of the rooms. And Lisa was like, so you the one that told? She was like, I mean, she asked me and I told her. And so Lisa was like, well, why would you say hood though? And by the way, it was just a joke. So Larsa was like, I mean, it was just a joke, but I looked online and they said you guys rent your house out on the weekends to pay your mortgage. And Lisa was like, what? No, we don't. And she was like, yes, you do. You told me you do. She was like, no, we don't. Baby, Lisa was so fucking mad, honey. All that Botox went away. That face screwed up immediately. She denied it vehemently. And the fact that she got so mad let us know that it was true. But Guerdy, Marisol, and Larsa all co-signed that, girl, you do. Your house has been used in videos and all type of stuff. Like, it's okay, even if y'all do got a mortgage. And like, that's a way to pay your house off without having to use your own funds. That ain't nothing to be, ashamed of. Like, what? Like, rich people crack me up. It's actually a smart way to make money, and once again, not to have to go into your own finances to pay for your home. Like, that's smart, Lisa. So I don't understand why she was getting so up in arms about the whole thing. So at this point, she pissed off. She's like, I'm leaving. I don't have time for this bullshit. So she walking out, but really walking around in circles because she knew she wasn't gonna go nowhere. She knew the producers weren't gonna even allow her to leave yet. So they're all like in the hallway area, and Lisa was like, I told you in the car, Kiki, not to say anything. So apparently the day she said it, when they were at Marisol's house, she offered Kiki a ride, and on the ride home she told Kiki, like, don't bring this up, let me bring it up myself to Larsa. And Kiki was like, you know, why would you say it in the first place? She's supposed to be your friend, and she's my friend, and it didn't sit well with me, so I had to tell her. Girl, you ain't have to tell her nothing, Kiki. Girl, you was stirring the pot, you was getting the party started, and I'm here for it, girl, because last season, like I said, you didn't do nothing but be a mannequin. So I'm here for your beautiful ass getting the party started, baby. Come on, Kiki, with the shits. So the girls start heading up to the party at this point, because Larsa like, girl, get over it. I ain't even mad about it. I shaded you, you shaded me. Let's go on upstairs and kick it. I got niggas upstairs. Because one of the dudes in the building was already on it earlier in the episode. But Lisa mad. She was like, Kiki fucking found her voice. She's such a fucking fraud. So she mad. She walking around in circles, and Guerdy trying to calm her down. And when they get upstairs to the rooftop, she asks, you know, Larsa to talk because she's still heated. So they sit down to talk. So Larsa kick it off, and she was like, you know, I don't talk about you. I've heard a lot about you, and I don't repeat stuff about you. Don't knock my building. You know, I've earned my shit, unlike you. You live with your husband. And I'm looking like, okay, Larsa, just because you're not married right now don't mean that you weren't in the same exact predicament that Lisa is in right now, where your livelihood depended on your husband. So like, girl, it ain't like you got it out the mud. Stop, ma'am. Like, literally, please stop it. So Lisa was like, you know, I wasn't with my husband till I was 21. Don't you fucking tell me that I didn't earn my shit. And I'm like, yeah, you earned it by being a wife and a mother or whatever. You earned it by, you know, supporting him or whatever. But that's why women should always have their own. Like, since you've been with him since you was 21, you should have had your own business, your own job or whatever. Because now you see that things is bad, how he doing you. You wouldn't even been in this predicament if you had your own shit. That's why I wish a nigga would. A motherfucker would never be able to hold shit over my head or tell me I gotta get out, I gotta do this. Nigga, fuck you. So Larsa was like, you lean on Lenny for everything. And Lisa, like, damn near about to have a nervous breakdown. She's so mad. At this point, Adriana and Julia arrive with an olive tree, literally, as a gift for Larsa. Larsa like, where do you even buy an olive tree from? So she greets them, and she like, come on, we got to go in. Let's have some shots. And Lisa's like, no, I don't want to. I'm still upset. She was like, girl, get over it. Like, I'm ready to go drink, roll this pussy, find me somebody to pay this lease, this rent over her, child. Ain't nobody got time for this. So Lisa was like, no, because this whole thing started in New York. And Larsa like, girl, I want to go have some shots. Like, stop. So Adriana tells Larsa that, you know, she really wants to start over from scratch with her. Larsa apologizes for anything that she might have said. But this season, we're still going to see them be cool one minute, and the next minute they're going to be at each other's throats, which I live for, because I love when they read each other. They're having their conversation and making amends. Behind them, we see Guerdy and Alexia having a conversation about what's going on between them two. And Guerdy tells Alexia, you know, that I already told you why I can't do your event. I already got something planned, and plus you hurt my feelings. And as she's saying that, some girl walks over and approaches Alexia, and Alexia turns to speak. As soon as she turns to speak, Guerdy walks off towards the bar and grabs her a drink. But in her confessional, she was like, see, this is what she does to me all the time. When I try to talk to her about my feelings, she disregards it. And I'm like, okay, I don't agree with that, Guerdy, because y'all are in a social environment. Y'all at a party. Somebody walked up to her and greeted her. You could have stood there to see if she was going to tell the girl, hey, I'm nice to see you. I'm having a conversation right now. Can I get to you in a second? You just immediately walked off. So you can't blame Alexia saying saying that she was giving you the cold shoulder and not caring about your feelings. So Larsa at some point then tells Julie, I want to be your best friend. And Julie in her confessions look like, really? You want to be my best friend? Okay, girl. Okay, that's what we doing. So the whole night, Lisa keep on telling anybody that can listen what happened with Kiki and Larsa. And people are getting sick of it. It's like, girl, get the fuck over it. Larsa over it. Why aren't you? Please. Shut it up. And at the end of the episode, we see Lisa at home with her family and Lenny's mom cooking Lenny's favorite Russian dish. And she says that her relationship with her mother-in-law has grown leaps and bounds. She's not, however, close to her own family, which sucks knowing everything that she's going through and how she don't have her own family to lean on doing all of this. That makes it really hard. So she says to her mother-in-law, we need some wine while we're cooking. So she goes to the wine room and they have a lock on it and the alarm system won't open it. So she like, Lenny, I need your help. So he telling her what she's doing wrong and stuff. And then she goes over to the glass door trying to open it. He's like, Lisa, stop. And so she stops and skedaddles on over to him and they can't get inside of it. So she goes to her other little wine thing and gets some little cheaper wine that she just got around the house. So Lisa talking to their son about, their Jewish faith because her husband is Jewish, and she was saying like she want to learn more because she want to have Shabbat dinner on Fridays, and her son was like he want to go to a Jewish school so he can learn more about his heritage and stuff. So the conversation continues when they sit down at the table, and Lisa, steady talking about, son, what was you saying again about, wanting to go to a Jewish school? And as she's talking to their son, Lenny is texting on his phone. And he then gets up while she's speaking to go and fix the alarm on the wine room. And he excused himself, but she was like, I am talking here. I am talking. And he was like, the alarm guy just reached out and told me what to do and I fixed it. Like, that's why I got up. It's not that I'm not listening to you. That's the reason why I got up. So he sits back down at the table and he's still texting while she's continuing to have the conversation. And she like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, I'm trying to have an important conversation and you're just ignoring me. He was like, I'm responding back to the guy to let him know that what he told me worked. And so she's mad at this point. She is mad. She's irritated. And you could just see that there is a strain in their relationship. But I think that Lenny wasn't really paying her attention because he knew that she was being inauthentic for the scene. Not to say that she wasn't interested in learning his faith and this, that, and the third, but you can tell she was producing the scene. What was that you said, honey, son, about you want to go to Jewish school? Say it again. What was that? Like, it was very obvious that she was putting on for the cameras and trying to get a conversation going while they were filming, which is not bad because that's what she has to do for her job. But Lenny obviously is not interested. I mean, we saw it last season. He wasn't interested in her ass last season and nothing has changed. We then see 3 weeks later that he filed for divorce. Then we see 5 weeks later he's going to try to get her out of the house. That's what they're battling about right now. He wants her out of the house and for her to get her own space. And I'm like, use a trifling, ain't shit ass, red lobster looking ass motherfucker. How you gonna put the mother of your children and your children out of the home that they have become accustomed to for what? So you can move your new bitch in? Make it make sense. You're trifling. You pressured this girl for years to give you children, even though she struggled and struggled and struggled. Now that y'all got 2 beautiful little kids, you gonna tell her she needs to move out and get a house for them too? You ain't shit. You and your hair plugs ain't shit. You damn rotten faced bastard. Girl, I hope she get everything she want out of this and more, because you ain't shit. And I hope that young bitch you fucking with give your ass chlamydia, because you ain't shit. Overall, I'm going to give the season premiere of Real Housewives of Miami an A. It was very entertaining. I loved all the colors and vibes. I just love Miami. And this season looked like it's going to be a motherfucker, y'all. So let me know what y'all think about Real Housewives of Miami season 5 episode 1. Let's talk down below. I will be having episodes 2, 3, and 4 rolling out over the weekend until Monday. Love you guys. Make sure to thumbs up this video, like, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell button. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.